So I believe when we left off, we were in the tavern, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
went to quote-unquote bed.
Yep. While your ass was standing in the hallway in basically standby mode.
Yeah, because it's all. I was gonna say human, but I realized we're not all human, but all of us
Not one of you is human.
Not a single one of us is human.
fleshy people have to sleep.
Oh yeah. I believe you meant meatbag.
Meat bags, yeah.
How do you spell Kymel?
Kymal.
What? One more time?
KYM.
What?
KYMAL. Kymel.
Okay.
Actually, it'd probably be a good idea for me to have that book out.
Thank you.
I kind of want a pet camel now.
What?
Can you get pet camels in Kymel?
Maybe you guys are running more towards Ankarel, but I mean, Kymel's not exactly a desert area.
Could you
Yeah,
ride a camel?
The group is in the world of Exandria, starting on the continent of Taldore.
Why would I ride my pets? Like,
True.
Okay, now that sounds interesting.
Can I ride your camel?
no.
But I'm small.
But can you be your camel?
No. Maybe.
If you were a druid, you could.
I'll probably
Never
have to get like a
real
pet elephant to ride it.
I still think
That's
you might break
technically
it.
not accurate for druids.
I
You just have your
feel like-
intelligence, but you take on every aspect of the camel.
Feel like you would break an elephant.
I only
Probably
weigh...
tried.
Let's see...
If you weigh more than 500, maybe 600, then most likely you probably would.
I totally don't weigh 1,000 pounds.
Yep, rip elephant.
I mean, you'd
You
probably.
need something sturdier, buddy, or bigger.
I feel like
T-Rex,
you would
here I
fall through
come.
the Floor. I feel like you would have fallen through the floor at the inn, but
Everywhere I go, there's just like massive holes in the ground from my footsteps.
See, that's why you don't take him into a place that has a basement.
no, true. Hey, but then we'll be able to find what's in the basement quicker, because everything is always in the basement.
Anytime we like need to get out really quickly, I'll just jump up and crash through the floor a few floors. Everybody follow me.
I mean, you already broke a doorway.
Yes.
He did walk right through it. Clean through.
Did it that?
No shit's given.
No.
It's like, who cares?
I am back, by the way.
Okay. So with that said and done, it's currently the next day. You can hear people out in the streets. A little ruckus here and there. Some people shouting. Every once in a while, you hear, "Stop, you thief!"
I didn't do it, I swear.
Time-wise, it's
If-
effectively about almost 9 o'clock.
Whenever
I'm up.
after standby mode, whenever I hear something like that, about how far away would that be?
How far away did you hear that voice?
Yeah.
Let's give me a perception check. See if you could tell how far it was.
Or if I can even hear it, because...
Yep.
Perception... 14.
You heard something, but you couldn't quite make it out.
Okay, never mind.
These walls be thick. Which I knew Crusher, being in the hallway, um, you do hear footsteps coming around the corner, and you see just there in the corner, just kind of peeking their eyes out, is a woman with black hair.
stare at her.
She just continues to stare back.
Is it that
I
poor
do
baby?
not blink! I will have a staring contest! Can I do, like, intimidation?
I
You
get
actually
up
want
and
to try and
walk
intimidate her?
out of my room.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an intimidation check.
17.
And I walk out of my room too.
As you just seem to continue to just stare back and just kind of lean into it, showing you she has your attention. You see her kind of grimace for a second and slowly slide back, and you hear the steps going further away. Right. So, Oriana, you stepped out of your room.
Yep, I'm gonna step out of my room and start heading downstairs.
Crusher, you're just watching as she goes by.
I'll begin to follow her.
What's up?
I come out of my room as well.
Mystify, you're seeing your friends going downstairs. Of course, the one behind, with a little bit louder footsteps.
Just a little bit.
I just follow him down.
I groggily stumble out of my room.
Tell you're not
Groggily
voting.
stumble after them.
Alright, so as you all make your ways back down to the main floor of this fine establishment, you don't see any sign of the black-haired maiden from last night. You do, however, see the half-orc gentleman just seems to be there, just kind of buffing the counter.
Good morning.
Oh, yes, good morning. I trust you all slept well.
I did indeed. Thank you.
Will you be staying another night in Kaimol?
I don't know.
Well, should you ever decide to stay, there will always be room here. Just find me.
Okay, will do.
Oh, and if you find yourself at the Maiden's Wish any time in the evening, if you decide to play and gamble a bit, by all means go for it. Press your luck. But, one of the tables, one of the people hosting the game, you'll see a gnome there, black hair. Stay away from that one.
Did I hear any of that?
Nope.
You all heard this. He wasn't hiding it.
Oh, I actually didn't hear that.
If you go gambling, stay away from a black-haired gnome.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you. I don't plan on gambling, but alright.
Thanks for the heads up, dude.
Alright. So you just see him give you a polite nod, just continues to buff the table.
And I turn to them and, so, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna start heading to Imon to try to find this bandit?
Yes.
I guess so.
Okie dokie. I guess we're going bandit hunting.
And woof.
Huh?
Actually, while the, like, you guys would eat breakfast and stuff, right? Because,
Yeah.
well, while they're doing that, I kind of want to go look for, like, a hand coat. Because, looking at the puny meat bags, they don't seem to be too fast.
Alright, so you're gonna wander out looking for a cart to pull, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And while they sit down and enjoy a meal. Okay. Make an investigation check as you inquire for a cart. You go walking around, and every person you seem to go to, some of them, as you speak up, turn to look at you, go wide-eyed, and just seem to scatter. The one person who did not seem to be scared of your unique stature happened to be a fairly big fellow himself. He has mentioned how he doesn't really see a lot of carts anymore since it stopped being a mining town.
Oh.
I mean, if there's ever any carts he sees, that's normally back at the Maiden's Wish, looking around fairly rich winning people or any boxes of things for the games.
Do I see any, like, unattended ones? Anywhere?
I'm assuming you're going by the front entryway.
Yes.
There doesn't seem to be anything near the front.
Around the back?
You do find one round back, though it looks like it's missing a wheel.
I'll just give up and go back inside.
Just have
Okay.
to suffer with the slow walking folk.
Well, like,
Right.
I think someone's a halfling, and, then the rest of you got 30-foot move speed. So, I'd imagine he's a little bit annoyed at you guys' pace at this point.
Me? Sorry, face out.
Oh gosh.
And there's that.
Daniel, you gotta get a new mic, man.
Sorry.
He's real bad.
Oh, actually, could I use my, military connections from my soldier background to possibly get a coat?
If you can find anyone from the military hanging out in Kaimel, possibly.
Yeah, I'll just walk back inside. Sounds like too much woke.
What is your walking speed?
40 feet.
Oh. Well, ours is 30. It's not that far behind.
I feel like I need to get better friends with Crusher or trick him into carrying me every.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could throw you pretty far, so...
True.
I do have, like... If I hit you with the handle of it, I effectively have a giant baseball bat, so... Just, like, toss you up, take a swing.
Okay. So, as you had wandered around a bit trying to find, a usable cart and someone who could help you, it was just too much, and just say, tell it this, and start walking back. Everyone else back at the inn, as you guys took a seat and just kind of thought about, some food sounds nice, as if kind of reading everyone's minds, you do see the black-haired maiden comes out from the back room where the half-orc gentleman came in from last night, just kind of laying out platters of what seem to be fruits, cheeses, breads, essentially a lot of light and healthy stuff.
Is there coffee in this world?
There is an equivalent.
That's what I'm looking for.
And as she begins, you see her kind of setting down some glasses about, and then putting down some what seems like gallon jugs. Some of them seem to have what look like water or some kind of juice. I'm assuming you inquire about coffee.
Yep.
You see her just kind of pause for a second. Ah! As she kind of snaps her finger and just starts rushing back towards that back room. Takes her about another 5 minutes, but you do see her come back. Set a rather nicer ceramic cup in front of you. Seems to have this dark liquid, and next to it she places what looks like a small, kind of like the same bottle you would kind of put sake in, but you don't detect alcohol from that. She does put what seems like sugar and some other things to kind of go with it. She kind of quickly makes her bow and just ever so quickly gets back behind the counter. You see her kind of taking that ducking position, just kind of looking around like she's expecting something.
I know. I know who she's expecting. I just take some like juice and whatever else she laid out.
I started eating as well.
I'm drinking my coffee.
Waiting for Crusher to get back.
Alright. He starts enjoying coffee, you all start enjoying your meal. As if seemingly psychic, not even seconds after she's gotten behind the counter, just kind of like keeps her head just a little above it. Into the door walks in Crusher. Crusher, you see everyone just kind of like ever so quickly just stuffing their faces.
I walk up to the counter. Potato.
Go.
You see once again before you the little dark-haired maiden just kind of looking up at you. You can see this kind of a glisten around her eye as she slowly just starts kind of like kind of crouch down, just kind of like waddling to the back room. And just walks in.
Poor girl.
A couple seconds go by, and when the door swings open, you see this time as the half-orc gentleman, he's still buffing tables. You instead see an elven gentleman, short blonde hair. You see him come up to you and places 2 whole sacks of potatoes in front of you. He seems to be wearing a white apron, simple shirt. He's got kind of looks like a little dirt on his cheek, though his hands seem oddly clean.
I look at him, I nod, and then I put a potato in my mouth without chewing, and there's like grinding noises in my chest again. And then I save the rest of the potatoes for later.
Toby is kind
The elven gentleman just kind of folds his arms, kind of tilts his head, kind of raises an eyebrow at you, gives a nod, and just goes back to the room. I've kind of been wondering to myself, where did those potatoes go?
I know.
Those french fries that come out the other end.
Oh dear.
He's an oversized walking cooking appliance.
Yeah. Cooked French fries, like completely cut and everything.
Yeah.
They're even cutting the waves, you know?
So if we need to make dinner on the road, just stuff them in there.
Deep fried and everything. And if you somehow get him to eat ketchup, they come out with ketchup on them.
No, just eat tomatoes.
Oh, good call. Just straight tomatoes comes out of ketchup.
I'm going to talk to you about that later. Okay.
Careful if you give him block of chicken.
Alright, so as Crusher is kind of getting ready, to stow the rest of the potatoes, everyone else at the table, as you guys have kind of been, eating what you can, You finished most of the food, though there is actually a nice, want to say about probably 3 inch by 3 inch cube of cheese left.
Wait.
I'm done.
There's a
Uh,
lot left?
As you guys have finished everything else, there is just one last 3 by 3 cube of cheese on the table.
I'll take it.
Alright, so you're just grabbing it?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Stick it in my bag for a snack later.
If you give it to Crusher, we might get cheese fries.
This is my snack for later.
Alright. Alright. As you guys finish your meal, you could still hear from outside the hustling and bustling of the city. It's kind of strange. It almost doesn't seem this busy at night at all, but during the day it seems to be.
So it's super busy outside.
Oh yeah. You can hear people running and talking, vendors shouting for their goods.
All right.
Every once in a while, you hear announcements like, "Oh, so and so hit it big at the Means Wish."
Well, you lead the way, big man.
I start walking in the direction that Mystify pointed out the day before.
All right, so you left town in the westward direction.
Yes.
I'll start heading out as well.
All right. So, as you all start begin walking westward, the other two kind of lagging behind a little bit. The day is bright, sun's nice. As you begin walking that way, Crusher, give me a survival check. You are leading the way.
Yep. Hey, I got decent.
Alright. So, you feel pretty confident you're going more or less the right direction?
By the way, I'm staying in like his shadow the entire time.
Can you keep up with my shadow the entire time?
Good call. Are you walking with the group?
Yes. So.
Then yes, I can.
Okay.
Such a considerate guy.
Like, I don't, like, slow my pace for you guys. I, like, walk the normal 40-foot move speed, and then once I notice that you guys fall back a little bit, I just stand there and steal back for a second, and then just start walking again once you get close.
Oh, good God.
My
And
legs have
everyone's
one
walking
setting.
If everyone's walking as fast as they can, I'm like running my hardest behind them to keep up.
You're just doing a nice jog?
Pretty much. Sitting here on 25.
The life of a halfling.
Good times.
Following.
Alright.
I need to summon a small dog so I can ride something.
Alright. So as you guys keep going west from Kaimal, you notice the terrain starts to change from, the city streets to kind of nice simple hills, and every so often you're starting to see more rocks, and in the distance you can see the trees of the Ivy Heart Thicket, and off to your right, the Iron Seat Ridge. Both leading in a nice western direction, but I mean, the clearest path from point A to point B would be through the Ivy Heart Thicket, whereas there are indeed some mountain paths through the Iron Seat Ridge.
Where would I believe be the best route to take to try to run into the bandits that we're trying to find.
Quote me if I'm wrong. Did you have a map?
I found some kind of map in that fight. I forgot exactly what that map was. I think you said something about like, it was on like, the outskirts or something like
Gotcha. So as you guys keep moving along, you guys do eventually find what seems to be a dirt path with a signpost kind of pointing in different directions. Though you notice the signs on this post, most of them have been broken in half.
Are the other halves on the ground?
As far as you can tell, you can't see any of the remains of any pieces of the sign anywhere nearby.
that. Could I read parts of the signs that are still up?
I'd say make an intelligence check if you can make sense of what's left on it.
While he's trying to read it, can I try to see what made them go in half?
Just straight intelligence?
You know, in that case, make an investigation check.
Well, there's my intelligence check.
This is normal for a sign.
So, so Crusher, as you begin to wait, who was it that was trying to check what happened to the signs? Was that Crusher?
I
Yeah.
was trying to figure out what happened to the signs. I was just trying to see if I could make out anything on the signs.
Crusher, as you look at these, the way these are broken, you can think of quite a few different ways these could have been broken, either with a weapon or just sheer force. But nothing really sticks out about them that says it straight out this, oh, this was an axe, this was a sword, this was a club.
They're broken.
Whereas Mystify, you can clearly see that it, with what little the signs made, it does seem to point out that there is a path going into the mountains. Most of the wording is cut off, but there is like kind of little footnotes at the corner. It advertises more rougher terrain going that way, whereas the other way, whereas the main signpost was broken off, there was a smaller kind of, when you hit basically tack a sign to another sign.
I understand.
Yeah, that one pretty much states that is if you're heading towards Iman, that is the fastest way to go. And that'd be through the Ivy Heart Thicket.
Why would somebody intentionally make half a sign? Like, they crafted it like this. What the hell's wrong with people?
I tell everyone that I believe we need to go this way, and I point like towards the direction for the Ivy Heart Thicket.
Okay.
Did you hear me?
Yeah. So,
I wasn't sure since like nobody was talking after I said it.
unless there's any objections, I guess we'll be heading off in that direction.
I have no objections.
Alright, so through the Ivy Heart it is. Alright, so
Oh, by the way, at this point, I'm just gonna, like, go over to the halfling, and I put my hand out for him to crawl up my arm.
Yes! Totally gonna sit on his shoulder.
Tiny man slow.
Thanks, bud.
Alright, so as you all been marching along towards the Ivy Heart Thicket, you do occasionally hear the sounds of, your usual forest animal. You hear a whoo of a day owl, which, why the hell is an owl out during the day? But then again, as you can walking into the thicket, The thickets here are actually fairly thick. Creates a nice kind of shadowed walk path through the forest.
I guess I'll be up front. Anything for marching order wise.
I'm
Trying to
just
keep an eye out.
looking at everything.
I have a vantage point.
So,
I can see it.
alright. Who's leading the pack?
Leading it was Mystify, and I'll be shortly behind him.
Alright. So, Mystify, as you're leading this group through the forest, I need you to give me a survival check.
Hey.
As you're going through the thicket, you do nice. You do notice that going through here in the thicket, the trail does seem to get a little bit lighter, but not light enough where you can't make out like where it kind of curves and where it kind of straightens back out. You do, however, notice at some point it does actually split.
Do I know which way we need to go?
As far as you know, going from the direction you have been and from where you can guess the sun is through the thicket, one path seems to be going more towards the northwest, where the other one is kind of more of a west by southwest. And the way you guys have been going, either one is kind of valid, but the you're just not sure where either one will take you.
I suggest we go straight.
That's always a valid option.
Which one
So
is
that
straight? The one going straight?
neither of them go particularly straight. To go straight would actually be going off path.
Exactly. Because that's always a good idea, right?
I point down the southwest one or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I say I think we should probably go that way.
I think we should follow the big man's idea. Let's go straight.
Oriana,
What's the quickest way? Straight?
there's basically no. That'd be going off path if we went straight. I'm saying we go down the one of the paths, the one that goes more west southwest.
Well, we should at least stay on the path.
Oh, I have an idea. I'm going to take out the shiny rock thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to say Hahoom, and see if I can see any, like, noticeable footprints through it, like, if there's, like, a traveled path.
Holy shit! He actually remembers how to use it. You know, actually, when you did put it away, you still didn't quite understand it.
He kind of explained it to me like it was something that would help me see better, so...
Yeah, he just kind of shrugged and just put it away.
Eh.
You know what? Oh yeah, I'll let this one slide. So as you speak the command word, just kind of hold the stone up. You notice you can see fairly well, and actually through most of the trees. Which direction are you looking with it?
I'll just kind of look down at the ground and see which way footprints go to and come from more often.
Oh, using it to see if there's been a lot more tracks going one way or another.
Yep.
You do see a lot more indentations in the ground where there were footprints going more towards the northwest. But there does seem to be a couple animal tracks going straight that may or may not be marking an animal.
Alright. So, northwest was the slightly was the.
It's definitely the most beaten path.
All right.
People go this way.
Which way was he pointing?
He
Same way as
pointing
me or
towards
the
the pointing to the path, not just to go down.
That what?
That would
So
be
were
a
you-
good
where-
idea.
Yeah, so whereas you were pointing southwest, he's pointing northwest.
We shouldn't just wander randomly.
I asked him if he's sure.
You told me what Rock Thing does. I use Rock Thing.
Fine.
If it
Alrighty
matters,
then.
I still think we should go straight.
Animals do go that way.
Straight would take us who knows where. There's no path. It's right through the woods. You're outvoted, halfling.
Maybe it's a secret path. You don't know.
I don't think so.
A path to the Druids.
Going on a well-established path.
No fun.
I'll follow Crusher. Or I'll take the path that Crusher shows.
I mean, I'm going wherever Crusher goes because I'm still on his shoulder.
So basically, we
There's
just
no
see
choice.
the two tieflings start walking down the path that Crusher points to, and Crusher just walking behind.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who needs a ranger when you have a barbarian?